All right. So this is the start of a very unusual event. So we will start with the new announcements. Let's see. Your favorite Hellboy villains have come to Corellis. So there's quite a few changes here. So tomorrow we'll learn how to redeem our Hellboy tokens that we've been getting. Killer stacks against ultimate bosses will be arcane and immortal. I don't think anyone's going to be able to make the past ultimate form. They're bringing Punisher bosses to Slayer events. This is new for us, but we'll see how this works. Daily leaderboards. They're going to be giving ultimate leaderboards. They're going to start giving out the Ascended Crown Shard and the Ascended Legend Shards. The Dragoon Emerald Shard and new Legend Relic Shards. Runes. Every day, starting on Wednesday for Slayer and Commander events from here on out. Existing ultimate bosses will escape at the end of every day. Make sure you kill them quickly before they get away. Leaderboard prizes. Ultimate leaderboard will get an exclusive warden. We'll see what that is. There will be no enchanted dust to create the new ultimate relic. Room crates. There will be no bonus rooms on tier 1 and 2 of the Master Collection or the Ultra Rare Pack. So we lost those rooms. They are, however, telling us each affinity and what they're going to be putting against us in the way of counters. So here is what we're going to get hit with during frenzy bosses. And then we'll get to the pack. Before we get there, there is a $10 and $20 pack. The $10 pack gives you 5-star version of the gentleman in the middle, a 5-star version of the lady in the slight right, and a 5-star version of the relic. This relic is, I don't think this is going to be, I hope this isn't the event relic. 12 gems, and only creates a power gem 1 versus the power gem 3. So I'm not exactly for sure if this is just like an extra one that they're giving us, or if this is going to be the actual event relic, because if it is, it's kind of a chintzy 6-star event relic. For $20 though, you get all those at 6 stars plus 2400 mana. So there you go. All right. So I should have done it this way first. This is your event card. It dispels chaos. Will create 4 light gem 1s. If there are 4 more light gem 4s on the board, will attack for 2500% damage. I can already tell you exactly how this deck is going to go. If you're going to run one of these other cards with it, run this one. He will also dispel chaos. He also gives you another light relic that if anyone's been here for any length of time, will give you 4 gems and a power gem 2 if there are 12 or more on the board. He will create a gem fall of 20 gems. So after you've matched everything, you get an extra 20 gems to fall. This card is junk in my opinion. If your hit points are below 50%, it will spawn a heart gem, power gem 3. Then it attacks for 1250%, plus 250% for every 5 intensity. Just, if it's running the whole deck, it's great. This one's just as pointless. Moderately increases the drop rate of light gems until your next turn. This deck is set up to where it only works really well if you have the entire corrupt deck. Honestly, this is the only one that's worth a crap. Okay, then your other cards. Support card. Applies Suffering to 3 Light Slayers. Suffering Spirit creates 3 light gems for each time that a hero attacks in the last 1 turn. Passively, each time you attack, it creates 3 light gems and dispels Traitor. If this deck isn't starting to sound familiar, I'll show you really quick how familiar this deck is. This is your Ultra Rare. Apply Straight Out of Hell to 3 Light Slayers. Each time this hero attacks, it'll create Power Gem 2s in the last 1 turn. 5 turn cooldown. Each time you attack, this creates a Power Gem 2. Dispels Might. Might's not a big one I'm really concerned with. Then you get to Anung Unra, your Master Collection card. Creates 3 light gem 4s, and if there are 4 or more on there, does nuke damage. If there are 8 or more light gems on the board, will increase your Slayer attack by up to 30%. Will also dispel chaos. If you make the ultimate form, this card will no longer make Power Gem 4s the same way. It will apply Straight Out of Hell, and each time they attack, instead of making Power Gem 2s, they will make Power Gem 4s. So you get 3 Power Gem 4s. That way will last 1 turn. And each time this hero attacks, instead of making Power Gem 2s, will make Power Gem 4s. Still increase your Slayer attack. And now will also act like a support card and increase Slayer skill points by 10%. Dispels Might. This deck is looking more and more familiar as I go on. I will show you why in a minute. Past Ultimate. So, for those of you, no one's going to be able to make this card. I didn't see anyone that had it, because everyone that has the Master Collection card doesn't have the Ultra Rare, and the only one that has the Ultra Rare doesn't have the Master Collection card. 4 Power Gem 4s cost you 25 skill points, and instead of dying, will revive you. Dispels Dodge. Then this one will be even worse. Creates 3 light gems 2 and becomes immune to damage for 1 turn. That's not too bad. Whenever an enemy casts a buff would be on themselves, not on you. Will heal for 1,000% hero recovery. Put them all together, and what do you get? Four light gem 4s, 3 power gem 2s, immune to 1 damage. You'll get the revive, and you're not going to be able to heal because no one's casting a buff. They're all casting debuffs. And again, dispel and dodge, which is pointless. You will all, however, though, do ultimate immortal killer. And you will also be doing passively creating 10 skill points. So it's not a total loss, but it's not one I'd be flocking to. The reason why this deck sounds so familiar is because it's identical to this one. Here's your Master Collection card, or your Ultimate Form card. This is the first Ultimate Form card they offered for the new meta, with the exception of this one. Puts Better Together on 3 Slayer heroes. Better Together creates 1 Power Gem 4 for 3 Slayers, and each time it attacks, and will last 1 turn. Passively, each time it attacks, creates Power Gem 4. See a pattern here? If there are 8 or more Power Gems on the board, will increase Slayer attack by 30%. It will also dispel Might. Here's your support cards. Applies Enchanted to 3 Water Slayers, which creates 3 Water Gems each time that hero attacks. Each time this hero attacks, will automatically create 3 Water Gems. Dispels Chaos. Catching a picture here? And if we really want to be technical, water. Here's the event card. 4 Power Gem 4s, and if there are 4 Power Gem 1s, if there are 4 or more Power Gem 4s on the board, will attack for 2,500%. Only thing different, this one does Gem Silence. So basically this is an identical twin. This new Slayer deck is an identical twin to the Water Slayer deck. I will tell you now, this Water Slayer deck was brutal. It took 2 turns to power up, and on the 3rd turn you could put the ultimate gem on the board, and I was hitting in the trillions. So this deck will probably be a killer during a Slayer event, but during the other, not so much. No, holding my breath too high on this one. It might do something in the Legend Trials, but at a 5-turn cooldown, I'm not getting my hopes up too high on that one. So with the other cards that were just offered, Light Generation 3. So we're going to create 3 Light Gem 1s and increase your attack by 15% for 2 turns. We're also going to dispel Chaos, so that could be helpful. None of these cards, unfortunately, increase skill points. He is now a times 10, but again, he's nuke damage too, so 8 Power Gems, or 8 Light Gems, and then punches an enemy for 500%, and then shoots an enemy for 5,000, so 5,500%. 3-turn cooldown. His dispelled, his buff means nothing. And then this young lady is the only one that's worth a crap. She'll dispel Traitor. 8 Light Gems, and she'll heal you. As of right now, she's really the only thing that you have in the way of health. But she still does not add any type of intensity. So, not for sure how well that one's going to pan out. We will have to see. To not see what this one requires to evolve. Zen Garden, of course. That's the same thing as the first Blue Slayer deck. So, we will continue to keep an eye on all this stuff. So with all the cards they're offering and the cards that people have in their hand, your options are actually pretty good. I don't like the idea of using Swine Lord because he does do nuke damage, but he's got so much health that he'll keep you from dying so fast, and if it's a long drawn out battle. And his recovery is extremely high. This one kind of goes with the other support card. It'll put a trap out, and then it'll make more gems, but it might get overridden by power gems. I don't know. Without playing with some of this stuff, that's kind of going to be what goes on. But as of right now, these are your options. So, questions asked. Good luck to all, and I hope this deck actually holds up to half of what it does.